But is that what good marketing does? Like it garners your attention to figure out what the end result is. Like while we might not have been satisfied with what the result of it was, it made everybody lean in. It's making everyone talk about it. Everyone knows that it's a Hennessy VSOP ad. Like,
Yeah, but did it make you want to drink Hennessy though?
what's up, Janelle?
Hey, Bronzy.
How is it going?
It is going pretty well. I can't complain too much.
Nice.
Yeah, how about you?
It's going pretty well on my end as well. I cannot complain. I mean, I can, obviously, but I won't complain. As the old church song says. Amadi, how are you?
Blessed.
I know that's right. On this Sunday afternoon
We will
over
take
here,
it, yes.
Sunday morning for Janelle. We'll take it.
Yes.
We're all blessed. How's your weekend been?
Pretty chill and happy about it. Haven't really done much, but some errands and, a little self-care here and there.
Nice.
And then still have the rest of the day today. So we'll see what I get into.
Did you,
You were telling me,
go ahead.
I said, you were telling me that the weather, it's like in the 70s out there. I can't relate. But that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Last week, well, obviously not obvious, but we got to play tennis. But normally by this time it's like cooler and we have to go find indoor courts, etc. But one day last week, one evening, it was pretty nice, pretty mild. So we got to go out. Today is even better. I don't think we'll get to go out today, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. As long as it lasts, I'm going to hold on to it because I know very shortly the weather is going to abruptly change and we're going to be like, oh yeah, summer's all the way out.
Yeah.
And then we have like 6-7 months of fall, winter. That's draining. But yes, you said it's raining and cool there. That's the worst.
Of course. Portland is doing what Portland does, unfortunately. So.
Are you used to it now?
Spody doesn't have a raincoat at the moment, so that's been fun.
That's surprising. Not Spody. Not Spody, not with the fashions.
Because he has outgrown his last one. We're not going to talk about all the things he has outgrown, but
oh my God.
He's put on a little weight since last rainy season.
Somebody been eating.
Listen. When we get down to Miami, both of us going on a little diet.
Oh, okay.
We missed the summer body, but
okay.
we can get together for winter. Get it together for winter.
You start preparing now. That's what it is.
Right.
All right, we have quite a bit in Above the Fold. Are you ready to hop in?
Let's do it. So next weekend, in addition to it being Howard Homecoming weekend, is also ComplexCon. And obviously there's a lot going on around ComplexCon, but I think the biggest news that came out was that there will be a new Verzuz there, No Limit versus Cash Money. And this is interesting for a couple of reasons and exciting for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think we had declared even up here that Verzuz was dead. I thought Verzuz was dead.
Yeah.
So that for them to come back with a No Limit Cash Money Verzuz, it's like everybody's super excited about it. Or at least if you're of a certain age, you're excited about it. Maybe also I'm partial being, from Florida, being from the South. But I don't know like how big No Limit and Cash Money were for everybody else, but I know like down South, obviously it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm sure you've heard about it, but like, what are your thoughts? Any predictions? Who do you have winning the Verzuz?
Well, I think it's really exciting as well. I also thought Verzuz was dead. I feel like this is timely and it feels like right. Like, okay, who would be the next Verzuz? Because I think you have to be very concerted in like who you pit against each other. Right. I like that they have labels going against each other in this iteration, and it's two Southern hip hop rivalries. at a certain time where they were like peak. Obviously, they ruled the South. Like Southern hip hop was a thing, and like they owned that. But obviously, it went nationwide.
Mhm.
I'm leaning towards Cash Money, but I don't have like. That's not assertive.
Okay. Well, I think I'm leaning Cash Money too. I don't think it's going to be as easy or as like, one-sided as I think some people think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or
No.
that I've heard some people think it's going to be. I think the only thing that could have made this any better, and obviously we have to see what it looks like in execution, is if it were in New Orleans. Obviously, both of these labels are from New Orleans.
Yeah.
ComplexCon is going to be in Vegas. But yeah, and I think like, especially with all of Timberland's latest AI hijinks,
Oh my
I
God.
really thought that Verzuz was like, they had just deaded that completely. So outside of this particular matchup, I now am re-interested in seeing what they do with Verzuz. Is this just a one-off? Do they come back with another partner? I don't even think that they've made it very clear that this will be streamed. I'm assuming it's going to be streamed and like you don't have to be in the building to see it, but maybe
Yeah.
not. I don't know. So there's still a lot of questions out there pertaining to Verzuz itself.
Yeah.
But
I think it's okay that they're slow brewing or there's nothing that's like absolute when it comes to like their branding and the way forward. I think they're trying to figure it out, and I think that's fair. But I think them showing up in moments like this feels right. Like they're trying to find their footing. They're trying to find what's the way forward. Also, not having it where it's like, oh, every month or every whatever it was during the pandemic, like you're gonna run out of ammo. You're gonna run out of things to keep it interesting. So I like it being spaced out and being more of a pop up situation than it being like something that's curated on a certain amount basis.
yeah, yeah. And I do think, yeah, I mean, I think to within reason though, right? Like, when was the last Verzuz? It's been a couple of years, I want to say.
Was
So like,
Brandy
it
and
has to
Monica?
be a
No, it
little
wasn't.
bit.
It's been a couple years.
There has to be some time or some expectation of the time that will elapse between. Like, I don't know that they can go another stint of a couple of years before we get another one, or maybe it's one of those things that they where they take on the same structure that they did with D'Angelo, where D'Angelo wasn't going against anybody. It was just like him and his catalog, R.I.P.
Yes.
D'Angelo.
Rest in peace, D'Angelo.
Yes.
Damn. R.I.P. Seriously.
Yeah, that one hurt really bad. Like really, really bad.
Yeah. But yes, I think you're onto something there. Like where you just take these people who are iconic and legendary, and you don't go against anybody. I agree with both of your points. Yeah. Within reason, you're making me retract my statement. I do feel like there needs to be some sort of way forward. Just to keep the interest and the expectation and something.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Amadi, do you have a prediction? Who you think gonna do one way or other?
No.
Okay.
To be honest.
Fair.
Do you care,
All
Amadi?
No, to be honest.
Damn. Okay. That's crazy.
I mean, I feel like I would maybe have a little bit more stake in it if it was like labels that I listened to more.
Yeah, that's fair.
To be fair, like, you know what I mean? I feel like you said earlier, Cash Money and like No Limit, like being from the South, like you listen, that's like what you listen to going to the mall. Going to the mall up here, we was listening to Mary J. Blige and Lil' Kim and like it's just, yeah.
It's just
so that's why I just
said.
I
get it. Yeah, this means
honestly, like
this means something different to me. Got it.
Yeah. But shout out to the 99 and 2000s, because I mean, I was growing up during those times. So hey,
maybe about a week ago or so, LeBron posted this like weird cryptic post about a second, like a second decision, kind of basically hinting that like he potentially was going to announce his retirement, or at least that's what a lot of people thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
The next day followed it up with, drum roll please, a Hennessy ad. So, I mean, it was kind of a, how do I put it? It was a lot of hype and excitement for not a great payoff.
Anticlimactic.
Well,
yeah.
Yes. I have thoughts, but I don't know my thoughts yet. Like, in response to what you're saying, I can't say what would have been the appropriate payoff, but I think
they shouldn't have leaned into the decision. My opinion is like, that's kind of corny and played, and he's done it before. And like now it's turned into like the boy that cried wolf. The next time he really wants to make an announcement about the decision to retire or whatever, I think it can't look like this. It can't be a decision type, I'm going to sit down and, whatever. Like, I think you can only play that card, but so many times before people are like rolling their eyes like, okay, here he goes again.
Yeah. Okay. So I have it was creative in this sense, and maybe you tell me how you feel, but is that what good marketing does? Like, it garners your attention to figure out what the end result is. Like, while we might not have been satisfied with what the result of it was, it made everybody lean in. It's making everyone talk about it. Everyone knows that it's a Hennessy VSOP ad. Like,
yeah, but did it make you want to drink Hennessy though? No. Like, it actually like kind of turned, I wouldn't say it turned me off from the brand because I don't drink Hennessy like that.
I was about to say, I wasn't too much going to make me drink, drink it. Like, even if it was exceptional, I wasn't going to be down to the store buying it.
Yeah, but it just feels like rage bait marketing a bit. Like, it kind of like is the same tone as when Snoop was like, I'm going to stop smoking. And then it ended up being it's like, all right, like, can we move out of this era of like, whatever we want to call this? I don't like it.
I don't necessarily dislike it though. I think it's creative. I think it's leaning into the brands of the people that you're tapping. I don't hate it. I understand what you're saying.
Maybe there's a more clever way to do it. I just don't know that this was the most clever. I don't know. It didn't sit great with me. Did you hear about the guy that like bought, and I mean, I think that there's like other layers to this just from I'm going to leave that one alone. But did you hear about the guy that thought it was a retirement announcement? So he bought tickets to the Lakers Cavs game, and now he's suing LeBron for like $800 something. That's basically the amount of money that he spent on the tickets,
sir,
because he thought that it was a retirement announcement.
Because he what?
Well, because it was alluded to that it was a retirement. I don't know that he's not going to win this case.
Because he thought.
Well, number one,
sir, ain't nobody put a gun up to your head and tell you to buy tickets.
No, this is the thing though. From a legal perspective, number one, I think LeBron's just going to pay it, number one. Number two, I don't know that the guy does not have a case. Would a reasonable person who saw that LeBron at however many years in the league is making a second decision, would a reasonable person assume that he was possibly announcing a retirement Maybe. I don't know that it's not. I don't think it's as like simple as like, get out of here, you thought wrong. I think that he might actually have a legal leg to stand on.
Baby, if that's the way the law works, I'm about to start suing everybody. That is
and
crazy.
There are people that do that. There are people that do that and win. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
it's
crazy.
A thing.
I'm about to start suing.
Listen.
That's about to be my hustle because
I'm really interested to see
the US Open.
For what?
Right.
Because I bought tickets to the Naomi and Coco match, and they end up having it during the day session, not prime time, when they should have had it. When it was assumed and alluded to that's when the match would be.
No, now if they had said like under the something lights, then I think you would have had a case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, these are two black women who have both won the U.S. Open. No, who have both won the U.S. Open. Why the hell would they not be playing primetime? That doesn't make any logical sense.
It ain't too late. Go ahead and sue.
Yeah, I'm going to sue too.
I'm going to wait and see what the result of this situation is before I open my lawsuit.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what happens. I think he's just going to settle anyway. I don't think we're going to see what like the legal system would have said, but
he's really going to settle. He's going to pay attention to this and be like, "Yo,
it's $800." Yeah, it's $800. LeBron got it.
I mean, I would settle
times over.
Yeah,
I would settle and just pay him too. I mean, to be honest, like, okay, that's how we can make this go away. Okay, give the man a little $800. Like, but you did make an assumption. 15 minutes of
fame. Get out of here.
Right. Also, when you're at that level, they have like a petty cash account for stuff like this, like for lawsuits and legal.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't see that though, but that's interesting and that's wild to me. I still can't. I'm like, my brain is not comprehending how that's possible, but.
Yeah. Well, still staying in the Hennessy space. Hennessy also released a spot with Tems, the Afrobeat. I guess Afrobeat, is that her genre? Afrobeat artist, Tems.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take a look at it? What were your thoughts?
I did take a look at it. I don't have many thoughts. Like, I'm happy for her getting the look.
Yeah.
You know, leaned into the whole Afro beats of it all. It's a liquor brand with an artist. Groundbreaking. You know, like.
And Hennessy, you know what's crazy? Hennessy loves them some chess. I just peeped that. Like, because remember the spot with
spots?
Yeah, the spot with Tiana Taylor. She's playing chess, or Damson Idris is playing chess. I'm like, I mean, I guess, you know, when you think of chess, you think of like sophistication and all of that kind of stuff. But it's just like, okay, damn, chess again.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. So the Tems and Hennessy spot is a typical Hennessy spot, you know, beautifully shot. Chess was played. Glasses were raised.
Cheers.
Cheers. One of the things that we missed on our last episode was the spot or the like official like release of Nike and Skims. So in the spot, we see Sha'Carri and Serena and like all of like the big marquee Nike athletes in their Skims, working out, and very like pale colors. It looks almost like Annie Leibovitz shot it, but like also very, very Skims, but very, very much Skims. Yeah.
Very Skims. Very Skims.
Yeah.
I think I have a bias to this, and I think you know that. I don't
You have a bias against this.
A bias against Skims. I don't like that they have their premier athletes. I know that it's a partnership, Skims and Nike, but I just feel like they could they could have used outside. They could have tapped some outside folks than who's already in-house, like under Nike, for the campaign.
Why would they do that?
I feel like it could have had like further legs, kind of like Calvin Klein does, or kind of like Skim has done in the past, where they've tapped different celebrities or different influencers or people of influence for the campaign that you ordinarily don't see in these types of campaigns. I mean,
I guess saying from their roster, or just like people that they're not, that aren't even signed?
Who, for Skims?
Yeah,
I'm saying
Nike.
I don't like how. Yeah, I'm saying I don't like how this campaign pulled people from Nike's roster. I think it would have did a bit more if they looked outside of that and went into the like celebrity pool and pulled other folks in for the campaign.
I don't know. I don't know if I mean, like, maybe I'm just so used to them doing it and it's just kind of like standard practice. It's like, if I'm gonna pay you all this money to be a sponsored athlete for for Nike, and you have X amount of obligations to, to the brand. Yeah, when when Kim drops Skims for Nike, you gonna be in the spot. Like, that's what we're paying you for.
I get it. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like.
You didn't want any athletes in it at all? When you say like celebrity, like it's what
Like
what
they
role
could
would
have pulled
Nike
a Tiana
play
Taylor. They could have pulled
But what that got to do? But how does Nike tie into Skims then? Because Kim could have gone and got Tiana on her own. Like what then?
That's true. That's true.
Like I think that's the bridge that then like connects it back to sport and to Nike, is that these athletes are in the spot, and and it's for athletes.
Touché.
Yeah, that's all I really have to say about the spot itself and
you like the partnership in general?
I can't remember what I first said when it first released. I don't know if I do.
Does
I think
Skim
it makes
need Nike, and does Nike need Skims?
I don't know that either one of them needs each other, honestly. I just think it was like Skims is the biggest name in its category, Nike is the biggest name in its category. What, two big entities make an even bigger project and fuss. But I do think that there are complications that come with two big entities that know their space and want to, like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know that they needed each other.
Right. I was going to say, in a way, can't they be viewed as competitors? Like when it comes to, what is Skims considered? What's that line? Shapewear? I guess Nike doesn't really have shapewear.
No, and I don't think that this line with Nike is considered is shapewear. I think it's more of like the athletic type.
So yeah, maybe they just saw like an opportunity to tap into an audience that they ordinarily might get and might not get. I know Skims is doing a lot when it comes to like market share. So maybe tapping into some of that with the collaboration. Yeah,
and I think that, like, if Skims, I get it. Yeah, if Skims wanted to like branch into more of the athleisure space or athletic space, Nike gives them more credibility, I guess, to do that. True. And then Nike is looking at the huge consumer base of Skims, and that just brings in more people into the brand. So
yeah, that's it.
Maybe.
That's it.
So last week, Skims released a new product, some faux fur underwear. That very much resembles, I guess, a merkin, right? What is called a merkin. And I think they're just running out of ideas. That's my opinion. It's just like, we have to now be provocative. They had the bra with the nipples and all of that kind of stuff. So it's just like, okay, now we have to continue. We have put ourselves in the position that we have to continue to be provocative. And this is just that. So I don't know how long you can sustain that, but I think that that's just what this is. And I will say that the product sold out. Now, I don't know how many units were out there to begin with. So you could say you could have released one of each style and then been like, oh shit, it's sold out. But yeah, I mean, it got the internet talking, which is something. I don't think it's the whole story, but it's something. But yeah, what were your thoughts on did you have thoughts on this?
I did have thoughts. I think Law Roach said my thoughts, or I want to +1 what he said, and we can insert the clip here.
We got to ask the lingerie this week that everyone's talking about, Kim Kardashian's Merkin. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
What's your take on that?
Let me say something about Kim Kardashian, all the Kardashians. I think they really understand pop culture. And I think that's what makes them successful, because we are all waiting to buy something from them. Maybe they haven't invented it yet, but I truly believe that they will. And when they do, we'll all buy it. And I think that's brilliant.
Ultimately, he was just saying that their products, the Kardashians, they're very nice people. And they have the ability to... Yes, they have the ability to create things that are products that everybody wants. And when that happens, everyone will buy them. I think he was basically saying that it's lacking innovation, to your point. And it's like they have this ability and this marketing and this brand equity for their following and because who they become over time. But if you're really looking at products for what they are and you detach their name from it, it's not all that. And I think that's the case here. The other point that I was going to make is this feels like the provocative bra, and now this, it feels adjacent to Yeezy and like something that Kanye would do with his brand. So I'm like, it feels like it's blurring the lines again, or blurring the lines, period.
And like, I would hate to like I don't like contribute or attributing like a woman's success to the men that they're adjacent to, but it's really, really hard. And I was trying really hard not to like make the comparison with the spot itself, but it gives like the world of Yeezy a little bit, like that early Yeezy stuff, or like something that, at least the spot, I don't know about the Merkins, but something that like Kanye would have done.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's
sold out,
to be expected, and maybe it's hard not to be inspired by the work
it's
of someone
hard
that you
not
were once
to be
close to like that.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's hard not to be inspired by that. And also, I think Yeezy obviously had a lot to do with the creative direction initially of Skims. I want to say...
the creative direction of Kim Kardashian, period. And her social cachet.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of times Kim has, for lack of a better word right now, defaulted to provocation to like further her brand. It's like, you have to be like provocative or sexual in a way to like draw people. Like she understands that draws people.
It garners attention.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it also... Sorry, it also just garners attention for Skims. I don't think it's just that like that stuff garners attention, but it's like if that's what you build your brand on, then that's kind of like what you have to continue to feed.
Exactly.
So provocation in that particular space.
Yeah. I was going to say the last point I was making was Kanye designed the logo for Skims, so his brand equity is like there.
Yeah, I wonder if he's still if he's owns a piece or gets a cut.
Possibly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. On to something that I actually really, really liked in the news this past week. Cardi B and the baby formula brand Bobbie teamed up for a campaign. It was a really cute campaign. Basically, it showed like Cardi B answering this hotline with people calling in talking about, what they needed or wanted out of a baby formula, and her kind of answering those questions in a very Cardi B type way.
Yes.
Some Spanish was even spoken, very authentic to her. I really love the spot. And then I did a little bit more research on the brand Bobbie because I had never heard of this brand because like I don't have a baby. So I don't know much about formula brands to begin with, but they seem to they, along with this campaign, are doing a lot as far as like legislation for mothers, and they created a hotline, and I believe like 10 of the stories are going to be, I think, is it either like 10 of the stories are going to be like, or the calls are going to be like published, and then X amount of women are going to get like mat leave paid for by the brand.
Oh, wow.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Wow. That's dope. I love this. I love the campaign. I love the spot. I want to say like about Cardi, the way that she has curated and developed her brand, even in being in controversy, is just exceptional. Like she has this ability for brands to look past anything that would be considered negative or would dilute someone's personal brand or image. I mean, but you also got to look at the space that Cardi is in. Like that's not uncommon. But even in one of the like still spots, it was like a newspaper and it said not guilty. And obviously we know that Cardi was just in court and all that, and it says not guilty for their mother's feeding choices.
Yeah.
So just like leaning into who she is authentically and like the timeliness. Also being pregnant with her fourth child. Like she's a mother. She's had 3 children that she's gone through this with. Like everything just feels like it hits the mark. Exceptional campaign from the marketing team, with like obviously what they're doing directly with Cardi, but then all the other things that you mentioned as well.
Yeah. I mean,
it made me stop. It made me pause. It made me like lean in and really like appreciate it.
Right. Like it was a perfect, I think a perfect choice and like a person to represent the brand, especially because of all, like to your point, all of the conversation around her being pregnant again, whether it's positive or negative attention she's getting for that. And I think like just the Cardi B brand, like I think what makes her so marketable is the fact that she does not shy away from those things and like those parts about like her story that we may, that the average person might be like, oh, I don't really want people to know this, or, I'm not going to like lean into the fact that I'm getting sued and lean into the fact that I'm, about to have a baby,
divorced, about to have another baby. Yeah.
All of that kind of stuff. And she's just like, no, I'm going to actually make that part of like what makes me marketable.
She has really like that idea of the word that people have used ad nauseum. Authenticity has really been her rite of passage from the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants.
Yeah. So no, shout out to Cardi B and Bobbie for that
Look at Cardi B making the list twice in a row.
Did she?
Yeah, last week we talked about the album.
Yeah, if we get to 3, then we got to make it a whole segment.
Right.
So now on to my fave, the Solange. So it was announced that Solange is the new or the first ever scholar in residence at USC School of Music. And along with that, she will kind of design a curriculum around music curation. She'll host student-focused workshops and then help faculty build long-term frameworks for that music school. So I know I said I would never go back to school, but I might have to rethink that if they have virtual classes.
Oh my God. I mean, if they have virtual classes, I'm signing up. Like, Solange in this seat just feels right. I don't feel like there's a better person in this time that you could choose. Yeah. I was reading an article where she says, like, from her formal education standpoint, she has a GED, but obviously she's a researcher. Her life educates her from, like, her music, the way that she curates her music, like going in depth to historical context, but then also the travel and things like that life inspires her, or she just goes on these tangents. Just art in general. If you're a consumer of art, will teach you so much, and for her to have this opportunity now, just feels like amazing and rewarding to the work that she's done to this point, like in all the spaces that she's delved into. I would love to be a part of something like this. I would love to be a student, and Solange is curating a curriculum for me when it comes to, like, what's the official name of the course?
I don't know that they announced
Records
that
of
yet?
Discovery. Oh. Yeah, that's what it is. Tentatively, it's Records of Discoveries, Methodologies for Music and Cultural Practices, and launches in fall of 2027. I mean, it's amazing. It's 3 years. 3 years, I think, is what she signed up for initially. Yeah.
That's a huge commitment too. Like, to be like to delve into the world of academia. I would just love to know, like, what all goes into all of that in the first place. Like, what those conversations were like. Was it something they came to her with, or did she always have aspirations of being in academia and stuff like that? Because it doesn't feel like a departure, because she already within, like, her brand is doing a lot of educating. Like, I don't know that we talked about it, but she launched this library of sorts with, like, super rare books around, like, Black culture and Black art and things of that nature. So she's always kind of played in the space of education. So this feels like the next step in that, but still wonder if this was always the aspiration.
Yeah, I wonder that too. Or if it's just, or it could have became one at some point, obviously. But the other part to this is she's also joining the Dean's Creative Vanguard program. She's the second member to be invited to the distinguished program following her frequent collaborator, Raphael Sadiq, who joined in December. I don't know exactly what. Let's talk about it.
Great company.
So yeah.
All right, it's time to get into sports.
Let's do it.
So we had to, even though we missed it on our last episode, we have to talk about the new Anthony Edwards AE2 spot, just because, we keep saying that this is a space that we're watching. And so coming off of the AE1 era and that whole world that they built around that, we have to talk about this new spot for the AE2. So in the spot, you see Anthony Edwards kind of like in slow motion, going up for a dunk, but the soundscape is really what makes the spot. And it's a whole bunch of clips of folks with like negative things to say about him. So you hear like Joe Budden's voice talk about, how he's in 7 brand campaigns, but doesn't want to be the face of the league. That's the only voice that I could like recognize. But all of the clips sounded like they came from actual platforms and actual like sports commentary that's out there that they sourced to bring this spot together. And then at the end, of course, he like dunks the ball and is like, okay, what's next, kind of thing.
Yeah. I feel like this is a continuation of what we've seen Adidas do with Anthony Edwards. And for that, I want to say like the consistency and all that, it makes sense. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I think we've been tracking along just to see what Adidas will do, what they will continue to do. I think they're continuing to have like these timely messages around the product, around the athlete, to ultimately keep the consumer engaged, and what they'll continue to do with like the AE part of the franchise, with the brand. So yeah, I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. I think they like do these, what do you call it? Like episodes or seasons.
Yeah.
Along with the rollout.
Yeah.
And the seasons.
Yeah. I will say like I was a little surprised that the spot ended with like him and his friend back in that peach colored room. Because I thought that the whole point of like the ending of the last one was getting out of that. But maybe that was all a trick where it's just like, okay, we've built this world. We don't want to abandon this world that we've built so much like equity in. So I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like it will all be connected some way, somehow.
Yeah.
We'll see. I feel like that's what we keep saying with these drops. We'll see. We'll stay close to it.
Maybe that's what they want. They want us sitting on the edge of our seat to the next one.
All right.
So did you watch, were you tapped into the WNBA finals? Damn, I can tell by that face the answer is no.
I know who won. I know who's the MVP. I know.
Of course you do.
I stay close to that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Aces swept the Phoenix Mercury for their, what was it? 3rd WNBA championship in 4 years.
Damn.
To your point, or as you kind of like alluded to, Asia was the MVP of the finals. And I think that she is the first player in either the WNBA or the NBA to win league MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, win the championship, and get championship MVP in a single season. So
wow.
Yeah, that was huge.
Have we gotten anything? Have we gotten spots? Have we gotten...
I mean, Nike did release a spot just about the Aces winning. I'm sure they put a post up with Asia. They do those like reactive posts on Instagram. I'm sure there's one up there. Let me see. It might be on, if it's not on Nike flagship, it's got to be on Nike basketball.
It has to be. I remember we talked about this.
Meet History's Maker.
Okay, I see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew they had to.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was too big of a feat not to.
Right. Shout out to her. I love like what this year has given her. I know she feels she has to feel very proud.
Yeah, huge year for her. This year becoming the 4-time MVP. Right. So
this is her 4th?
Well, for the season. So this is her, I believe, her 3rd championship MVP, but her 4th, this year was her 4th year getting the league MVP.
Nice. She gonna need, never mind.
Listen, I know what you were about to say, and we're not going there. I just caught myself. I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, we are not doing that again. But staying on the WNBA and their amazing talent, a couple nights ago was the Victoria's Secret show. Angel Reese was in the show as one of the angels, right? That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I believe it was the first time that a professional athlete walked the runway. Mm-hmm. And she looked amazing and she walked amazing and, it was great. I think Missy Elliott also performed during the show. Yep. And I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't know Victoria's Secret was still out here like that. Like, I thought that Fenty killed the...
lingerie.
Yeah, killed the show. And I didn't know if they could come back from that. But apparently they could.
Yeah, I think like the way and the vibes of Victoria's Secret is different. I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
No.
I just watched certain clips.
Okay. So I might not have any skin in the game. But I feel like from watching the Fenty shows, they feel like, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
The Fenty
Victoria's Secret has always felt like very...
It's like traditional and modern.
Traditional. That's what thank you very much.
Traditional.
Whereas Fenty is like more modern and more boundary pushing, more creative. Mm-hmm. Where I never even associate. I feel like they have different audiences as well.
I don't think they do. I think that Fenty came in and I think Victoria's Secret was already feeling it. Their model or their like model just like was outdated, right? It's just like these skinny girls walking the runway, not very diverse in body type or ethnicity, or gender.
Traditional.
Yeah, very traditional. But I think that their consumer was actually pushing back and demanding that they be more diverse. Enter Fenty that did that, and Victoria's Secret took a huge hit. And I think that they were, they were suffering. So I don't think that they have two separate audiences and like they were still over here doing their thing while Fenty was over here doing their thing. Victoria's Secret felt Fenty's entry into the category. And that's why we haven't seen a Victoria's Secret fashion show for a really long time, and why the fashion show looked the way it did this year too. Because they realized their old CEO or owner or whoever that guy was that was saying crazy shit and possibly associated with Epstein and all that kind of stuff. You got to get him out of here. We got to rethink this thing.
Yeah. You're right. Enter Angel Reese and where we are now.
Yeah.
And Jasmine Dukes on the runway, pregnant. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So again, like very celebrating those things that like in previous years, Victoria's Secret would not highlight.
Yep.
Was it last weekend? Was the Athlos track meet, which is put on by, I always forget his name, Serena's husband. You know
Alexis.
What I'm talking about. Alexis. Ohanian. Yep, that's him. Serena's husband.
Yes.
I saw him doing a lot of press. He was on like the Today Show with Shelly Ann Fraser Price. He did First Take, where he kind of kind of try to run up on Stephen A, but Stephen A wasn't in the building.
All right.
But the meet seemed to have gone really well. Were you guys in attendance this year? I know you guys went last year.
We were not in attendance this year. Unfortunately,
no.
We kind of slept on buying our tickets, and just missed it. That's on us. We also didn't, because the day before they had the long jump in Times Square.
I saw that.
They had that Thursday, which was really cool. We didn't go to that either. But yeah, we know a couple of people that went. It seems like it was a vibe. Everyone said it was a vibe. Last year was a vibe, and they said it was even better this year. So I will try my best next year not to miss it.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact that like this season, there's been a lot of talk around the payment or lack thereof of winnings for different races and all of that kind of stuff. Obviously talking about Grand Slam track and Michael Johnson. But Athlos this year partnered with Cash App to pay these athletes like as soon as they cross the finish line, which was definitely a shot at Grand Slam, but obviously made a lot of sense for what they were trying to do. So they would have an athlete cross the finish line. Like I think I saw Masai Russell win the 100-meter hurdles. And then immediately she was showing that they dropped, like in her account, the 60K. Cash App, 60K right there. So I thought that was really, really smart and a really good partnership with all the conversation that's happening within the space.
Yeah. It was definitely a shot. Like there's no way around it. It was definitely a shot. But just in general, for this to be the case for the partnership with Cash App and for them to get paid immediately, I think even in regular races that they have during the season that are like Diamond League or World Championships, etc., it could be like up to 90 days before they get a payment. And that's like standard. So for them to be at Athlos, this new premier event, and the ability for them to get paid on the spot, and in some cases with like a larger purse than ordinarily track meets, is incredible. It's going to continue to have athletes want to come and participate. So like your top premier athletes. And I think it's also a cause for conversation within the sport to see how these other events, how quickly they can get payment to athletes, because waiting that long is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I do think Athlos is going to really push track and field forward in general, because even track and field athletes who become world champions or Olympic champions, I believe they only win like 65, 70K. So Athlos is literally equaling in their second year, they're equaling the prize money that these athletes train for 4 years and 2 years, every 2 and 4 years to go and win. And these are the biggest titles in your sport. So
this is one race.
And this is one
It's not rounds.
Race, one night, one race. And you go and you win 65K, I believe, if you come in first. So I mean,
and it feels exciting for them. Like,
yeah,
it's
shout out to them.
Yeah,
they have a performer.
Celebrities are in attendance.
Who performed this year?
Sierra.
Okay.
Yeah, it's you know.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, have you guys seen the drama? This is like breaking news. But did you see the drama around the Brandy and Monica performance in Chicago last night?
What is going on?
What is going on?
I saw that Brandy apparently didn't come back on stage.
Yeah, she said, I'll be right back.
I guess there was more show.
Yeah.
And then Monica was on stage crying.
Oh, gosh.
But we 2 shows in, y'all.
I know. The first show looked really good, though.
Right.
At least what I saw. Your face is saying a different story. You got some...
No, it did look great. Like, okay. after I saw some of the clips, I was like, I don't have tickets. Where are they going to be, and when can I get there? Like, it made me motivated to try to get there. But now I don't know. I'm like, I need y'all to come with that energy y'all had first night.
Yeah, I saw the track list or the show list or whatever, set list, and how they were going back and forth. I saw the set list for Kelly Rowland looked really good. You know, of course, doing a lot of the Destiny's Child cuts and stuff. I was like, okay, this is cute. And night two.
Wow. Do we know what happened yet?
No.
Okay.
No. We'll wait and see. Night two, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Hope everything works out.
Yeah. Sorry, I just kind of distracted from Athlos. Is there anything else on Athlos?
No, that was it.
Okay. Well, hopefully I can make it next year, because that's 2 years now that I've had FOMO about going. So
yeah, get out here.
I feel like Athlos is literally the event that Janelle Wallace should go to every year.
Well, then you said it. Gotta make it happen.
They be having it. People be having their fits on. It was just a nice event to be at.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, last topic on the docket. It was announced Friday, I believe, that Vibe and Rolling Stone are quote unquote joining forces. And that I guess Rolling Stone will be leaning on Vibe for a lot of its like hip hop and R&B reporting, whereas Vibe will be leaning on Rolling Stone for all of their like video, podcast, long form journalism. So like basically everything else.
Yeah. Reach.
Yeah, their reach. With that also came a lot of layoffs. After this news broke, I started to see a lot of folks on Twitter talking about, hey, I was just affected by layoffs at Vibe due to the joining of forces with Rolling Stone and the like. And I think a lot of like Black folks lost their job. But do you have thoughts on this? Was this what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know if I have like solid thoughts. What comes to mind is I think that it might make sense just from everything you just said in the announcement. Vibe relying more so on reach from Rolling Stone, and then Rolling Stone relying on the content around culture and R&B from Vibe. That just makes sense. Like it feels like they need each other, or it could be useful for one another to leverage one another. I just don't want Vibe to get lost in, you know, like when Vibe is its own entity, you're able to own it. You're able to make the decisions. You're able to be in these different spaces and show up in ways that are very, very authentic. Also, like you said, losing a whole bunch of the Black people and talent and the engine within the system. What does that look like now with some of Rolling Stone's folks now making these decisions potentially? Like, I just want to see it done well. It's unfortunate that some of those folks lost their job, but like the end product, I just want to see it placed and executed well moving forward. And that remains to be unseen. So that's my concern. I do see a potential where it could work out well, but yeah.
I guess I'm interested to see how this plays out in practice and what that means. You know, why they keep using the language of joining forces and what exactly that means. But yeah, that's all I really have on the topic.
Yeah. This is definitely another one of those that we'll wait and see. Amadi, do you have any thoughts? I know that you've always been like your eyes on Vibe and the publications and the tangible things.
Yes, I do have thoughts. My heart does hurt a little bit at the fact that, you know, physical publication and print publication has gotten to a stage where to premiere entities and brands have to join forces to continue their brand and to continue like saying things the way that they want to say. Like that actually does hurt my heart. Like, especially because Vibe is very specific. There's a certain person that goes to read Vibe magazine. So I don't know. It does. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that wraps up Above the Fold for this week. Lots of topics, lots of things happening. Are you ready to jump into Guess That Spokesperson?
Let's do it. It is.
This week is your turn to give me the clues.
Yes.
I'm going to guess who it is, and I may phone a friend.
We're not phoning friends now. Hold on now. Okay. So the brand is Cheetos. And I have more than 3 hints here because I do think it might be a little tough.
Okay.
So he's the first hip hop artist to achieve diamond status for an album. Before getting into rap, he served in the U.S. Navy for 3 years as a petty officer. He has 3 Grammys, one for R&B song, one for music film, or I guess it's like music video, and then rap solo performance. He got his nickname while working as a bat boy for the Oakland Athletics. And then last one, his canceled Super Bowl halftime show in 1991 might have led to what we now know as like the modern Super Bowl halftime show.
Wow. What was the first clue?
He's the first hip hop artist to achieve diamond status for an album.
For an album. Is he also an actor?
No. Not that I know of. Let me see. I mean, has he acted before? Maybe.
That's fine. You answered the question of who I was thinking. Or the elimination.
Oh yeah. No, not LL Cool J.
Is he from California?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. From Oakland.
Where's his Grammys within the last decade?
No.
Okay. I don't know.
I'll give you one more hint. He is also known for a specific piece of clothing.
No specific piece of clothing.
They even call them they
his name
named him after him. Yeah.
This is not helpful. I mean, I'm probably gonna kick myself once it.
You get one more yes or no question. No.
I don't got it. I ain't gonna sit here and hold you.
Okay. Well, the answer is MC Hammer. Hammer Pants.
Damn.
Which
okay.
I tried to get. I gave you 6 hints.
You gave me a lot of hints. He wasn't coming to mind.
I figured he might not.
What year was that spot?
The Cheeto spot was like in 2020.
Oh, snap. Wow. Okay. That's a good one. You always go back. She's old.
I'm like, we need to start. Heads. You know what we don't do that we need to do? We need to keep track of like what spots or like what spokesperson that we use. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I was like, wait, did we do that one already?
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a really long time.
It's starting to get tough.
Yeah.
I'm starting to have to go deeper in the bag.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That I guess that's spokesperson. Going with your black ads, or that ain't it. Chanel.
I think I'm ready.
You do the honors.
Going with your black ads. I'm going to give that to Cardi B and Bobbie. Really, really love that spot. Yeah, and love what the brand is doing behind the scenes as well. And then for That Ain't It, I'm gonna have to give that to the Skims Merkin because what the hell was that?
I thought you was gonna give it to LeBron.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the Merkin.
Amadi.
Going with your black ad. Solange knows.
Solange for going with your black ads. I can appreciate that.
Yes, I love that for her. I think it makes so much sense. And That Ain't It. For me, That Ain't It, Vibe and Rolling Stone.
Vibe and Rolling Stone. Yeah, that makes sense for you. I'm going to give Going With Your Black Ads to Athlos and Cash App because, yes, pay these girls their money. Give them their things immediately.
Yeah.
And That Ain't It. I'm going to give it to Skims. I mean, gonna give it to Skims. Yeah.
Just Skims as a whole? Anything in particular, or just Skims?
Skims.
Okay.
Skims.
All right.
No, I'm gonna give it to the. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Bush underwear or whatever it's called. What they call?
I don't know what they call theirs. I think they just call them the faux fur or whatever. But it's a Bush.
Faux fur underwear, the Bush. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, y'all. That wraps the episode of Witcha Black Ads, episode 87. We're rocking and we're rolling. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. Comment. Let us know your thoughts and your opinions. Who do you got for Going With Your Black Ads, or That Ain't It? Until next time, be safe. We'll holla. Bye.
Bye.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. God. That's what I'm talking about. It was so black ass. It was black ass.